也别想插手训练不久。就荷兰现在这态度，根本满足不了俄方条件，那还谈什么？我先打一阵子说完俄乌这摊子事儿，咱赶紧把目光转向中东。今天中东发生的事儿，那炸裂程度一点不比老三老八的冲突差。昨天早上，也门胡塞武装就给大陆派了下马威用高超音速武器对着以色列的本古里安机场一顿猛炸。本以为以色列得拍2级准备报复，结果还没等以色列反应过来，当天晚上7点多，胡塞武装又杀了个回马枪。这次他们把目标对准了以色列首都特拉维夫，还有南北2个大港口，轰炸持续了整整2小时。一开始，胡塞武装发射了4枚弹道导弹和1枚高超音速导弹，可谁能想到，因为凌晨那次袭击，以色列进入全面战备状态，再加上美军为了保护正在中东访问的川普，
I know how to take risks.
插进全天候巡逻，一下子把以色列和美军的防
Let us know, Dodo.
从1分钟拉长到将近9分钟。就这么短短几分钟的差距，胡塞武装第一波发射的导弹居然全面拦截了，就连向来百发百中的高超音速导弹也没能离开。看到这儿，估计有人要替胡塞武装捏把汗，这杀手锏都不敢留，以后还咋扛住美伊的压力？我刚开始也有点担心，可转念一想，胡塞武装连高超音速导弹都能扛出来，还不没别的高招。事实证明，我的想法没错。第一波袭击失败，胡塞武装首领叶海亚压根没慌，不到半小时就找到了破局点。既然是美军预警机坏了事，那就先拔掉这个眼珠钉。有人可能觉得胡塞武装疯，连响亮的战斗机都没有，这是能威胁美军预警机。叶海亚偏偏剑走偏锋，直接拿出电子弹道武器，释放了2次 EMP 电子放射。这招相当于
Let's not waste time with pleasantries. I always have a backup
叶海
plan.
亚一声令下，4发高超音速导弹又呼啸着飞了出去，其中1枚精准命中以色列南边的埃拉特港口。要说这埃拉特港口，胡塞武装之前没守着，但以色列早有防备，把港口一关，攻人一遣散，让胡塞武装的补给畅通无阻。可这次不一样，偏偏有一艘从美国出海的驳船刚抵达港口，还没来得及卸货，就被胡塞武装的导弹一锅端。打开地图一琢磨，美军在以色列南部就部署了一套萨德防空系统，这艘船十有8九就是给萨德送过去的。这一下，
Is there money to be made?
再也绷不住。以色列总理直接向胡塞武装下了最后通牒，宣布要发起全面报复行动。国防部紧跟着补充，要求也门平民立刻从胡塞武装控制的3个港口撤离，还放风声不撤，被炸死的可别怪我。按照以色列的计划，接下来要对这3个港口狂轰滥炸2-3个月，切断胡塞武装的补给，还要轰炸也门的基础设施和民用设施，就像对付加沙的把胡塞武装逼到弹尽粮绝的地步。说白了，以色列才不管平民伤亡，死的人越多，越能动摇胡塞武装的统治。有人可能要问了，这么看，以色列和也门是要全面开战了？我跟大伙说实话，全面战争还真打不起来。为啥？以色列虽然口气大，但实力不允许啊。也门和以色列隔着1000多公里，以色列要持续轰炸，成本高的吓人，而且
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
胡塞武装手里的导弹控制是死，以色列敢动也门基础设施，胡塞武装混合中国导弹威力的报复力度，哈马斯的火箭弹根本没用。真打起来，以色列好多能耗不对。再说了，现在川普和以色列总理在政策上有分歧，川普这次中东之行都没去以色列，那以色列为啥还这么头铁？说白了就是在赌美国不会眼睁睁看着自己
Keep your wits about you.
下场帮忙。我就盼着以色列赶紧动手，趁着川普还在中东，把这战火彻底点燃。要是再出点意外，比如摩萨德特工假扮胡塞武装人员给川普搞点事情，说不定美军就不得不下场了。对了，咱前面还提到川普在中东大杀四方，昨天刚宣布和沙特签了6000亿美元的合同，这事儿也不简单。 接着，川普在这儿简直成了签单狂人。今天刚和卡塔尔敲定2000亿美元的合同，明天还要跟阿联酋接着签。照这架势，我估摸着，他这次拉到的投资到底得有1万亿美元，不太大我都寻思，川普这个操作，再加上我和美国国水战役结束，东哥家的货物就美国市场的份额大幅提升，川普在使劲宣传，支持率不断蹭蹭往上涨。谁能想到，现实直接来了个反转，川普的支持率不仅没涨，反而稍稍往下掉。这2天，美国国内彻底炸了，一个叫560的组织搞了一场全美大游行，那场面够震撼。50个州同一天爆发50场抗议活动，好几万人涌上街头。从华盛顿特区到洛杉矶，从纽约到芝加哥，男女老少举着标语，扯着嗓子把川普的政策骂个遍。
Always keep your eye on the prize.
2月份刚组织过50多万人的游行，4月份又来了场80多万人的抗议活动，这次更夸张，直接升级成全国社区行动人排名的要和川普死磕到底。有人可能纳闷，这些人怎么突然这么激动？难道真是吃苦没事干？网上有人说川普在忽悠美国人，还有人甩锅给关税战。但依我看，原因就2：第一，民主党在背后花钱煽风点火，就怕人借抗议搞垮川普；第二，川普的政策却是偏心眼，全是美国人量身定制。要知道，美国穷人占比最大，川普却完全不把他们当回事，底层民众心里的怨气早就憋得像个随时要爆炸的气球。就拿这次
I have a nose for profit and the taste for adventure.
纽约。
Thank Providence you are alive and well.
Always on time, eh, Coonrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it.
Mort, pull yourself together.
What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Voxmaster is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Geller field failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both things at once. Edelthrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18.
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-Militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
Socrates?
If I may, Lord Captain, Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Ethelthred back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Ethelthred's psychic powers.
Then it's settled. Find Ethelthred and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand? Not everything in your power. You will do as I say. I'll have your heads if you fail. Is that clear? Then move out. Mort, come.
Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear. Of course you will. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs. But that is no longer relevant.
Ah. Interesting.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warren Chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful. How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself. We are in the anteroom of the Warren Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel. On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, Fon Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
Wretched.
What do you know about wretchedness, Theodorus Kerr? Are you hoping to buy a grain of her indulgence with your blind loyalty? Oh, I know this delusion. But thank the gods it no longer has power over me. Humanity can rot. I no longer serve mortal kind. Once my work is done, I'll make that pompous wench Fon Valencius watch as I sacrifice her entire dynasty and commit their fate to the gods. And you will be the instrument by which I will accomplish this righteous act.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance? Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
There is still another way.
I always have a backup plan. Is there money to be made? I always keep my options open.
Escort the child of the house to safety. Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel standing by. Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by. Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
Voxmaster, restore communication with the Navigator's Sanctum. I am trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head...
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection. Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations. Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Run, fools, or fall!
Master! Whatever are you doing in the Warren Chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me! What is the meaning of this? What? Serving the gods of the war? Kunrad is a heretic! Oh, Voidfear, you void rat. Madness. And this mutiny is likewise his doing, no doubt. Saints' blood! Then it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Master. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And, for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
We are the spearhead of the Imperium. This wound will make a fine scar.
I'll make sure to return the favor one day. Miscalculations are for commoners.
Look no further.
Let's not waste time with pleasantries. I will lead us to fortune.
That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on. But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive. I am no helmsman, or God Emperor preserve me, navigator. However, I have spent my entire life aboard void ships equipped with warp drives, and I know that portents such as these do not bode well. It could be that the Gellerfield has faltered. Perhaps the navigator was struck down by warp corruption and is fighting for the last shreds of his humanity as we speak. If we get thrown off course, we will be forever lost in the warp. Naturally, we would likely not have long to live in that scenario. But I will not resign myself to such an outcome just yet. You sent me a Vox message. Specifically, a Vox cast on the officer's frequency, which I had the good fortune to receive. You mean to say you did no such thing? Warren Sentinel? The Lord Captain barely ever ventures down to the chamber, and I was at her side only once or twice when she did. And I did not see anything of the sort. The Warren Chamber is an ancient and rather sacred mechanism that the ship's tech priests treat with the utmost reverence. I assume that whatever it is that you did, you must have activated certain processes and caused the Sentinel to awaken. But then, why did none of it happen when Lady Theodora did the same? During warp transit, the sanctum is closed to all who are not involved in traversing the Empyrean, and for good reason. For the navigator to open their third eye and perceive the way, the sanctum must be bathed in the energies of the immaterium. Only a navigator can withstand such an ordeal. For the rest of us, any contact with the warp is fraught with perils such as loss of sanity, spontaneous mutations, and death. Lady Theodora's. Which one? The last one I received was about the Navigator's Sanctum, and that was a good while ago. In any case, let us hope that the Lord Captain is well, and safely in charge of the ship's defense. In the meantime, we must do all we can to prevent the ship from veering off course. Absolutely. Let us proceed. The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward!
Out of my belief, guide me.
Challenges make the spoils that much sweeter.
Chaos guides me. Death to the weak.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Never stood a chance.
At your beck and call. Indeed. Reduced to dust.
I serve the ruinous powers!
I'll brush this off. Temporary setback. It's as good as your end was inevitable. I won't compromise my principles. Didn't even flinch.
I'm not interested. At your beck and call, I took care of this one.
Fate and fortune favor the bold.